Good afternoon, everybody. Just a general say hello to you. We've had an election in Ireland and we have got a minority government in power. How long it'll last is not for me to say, but it'll likely be there till after Christmas anyhow. They're trying to keep it going 3 years, but I wish they could see it. I can't see it going because there's too many pressures on them. And Northern Ireland, I've got the government in with Ireland, and the DUP leader has taken charge, and along with the First Minister and Second Minister, who would be Martin McGuinness of Sinn Féin. Fine wee team, and please God they'll work well together. But furthermore, we now come to the British exit. Well now, there's times I like to give a lead to people, but I have to say 20 billion from the British Exchequer to stay in the EC. I think it's time to wise up. Being told what to do, I do feel Ireland is right to go for an exit vote. No, they don't want to stay in it. It's become too globalised, unfortunately. Some people may have thought some years back globalisation was a good thing, but then it becomes too competitive. So that's what's up in Ireland. We're looking for wage rises, for example, in the Republic. And I think it's someday next week they're marching to the Dáil, but the cops can't be done. The big problem, of course, in Ireland was the banks, and they weren't taking the charge over it, like they haven't been fined. Yet we hear of people going in for stealing a few goods out of a shop or something, and they're getting jailed. But the bankers get off free. So something's wrong there. Doesn't sound right to me. It's not for me to judge. But I will say, paying that money, we had very inexperienced politicians in both Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. They weren't fit to handle it. They might have been good men in their own way, might have done 30, 40 years ago, but they wouldn't do the type of economic structure we're in now. So we're open to all the vultures, and there's an awful lot of vultures coming on the side, putting people out of their homes. There's still a couple of thousand, maybe no more, but an awful lot of people in debt at the moment. And well, austerity will not work in the long term. To get an economy out of it, no. A wee bit of it can work, but no, not what's gone. It's cut the boots out of everybody. So it just doesn't work. So what we need to do, pay attention to Britain. And don't begin over sending Mr. Hogan over, because he's only arguing the case of the wealthy man, the wealthiest in society. You must say it's free to do what he likes, but I believe there's a time you have to pull the plug between what's justice and what is legal. Now, there is some people don't know where they're going. But if you're in the bracket of less than 40,000 a year, out of it. So, please God, the Spirit will guide the British people and in the United Kingdom to wise up and get out of it. Now, if Scotland gets out of it, they're really going from the frying pan to the fire. Now, I can see this. When we joined it, we free Gael choice. Because in 73, when Britain joined it, we had to go and look behind them. And yet, Ireland's very critical of the British many people. But they look around them. All the ports, the courts, all British built, waste of British taxpayers' money. Could be argued? Yes. They've done bad things on both sides, we know all that. With the Inquisition, we're not going into it. We had people shot in 1916, but Eamon de Valera, I must speak out, was mainly the cause of it. He caused that civil war. So how will he pay us up to his God and Master? That's not for me to judge either, but certainly that war could have been averted. Now, back to it, we want to get the hatred out of ourselves, that's what I'm saying. We have to show mercy and forgiveness. And sometimes we'll have to explain something and we sound a little vicious in explaining how mercy is to be implied. We have to start from now. We go in and we hear in Dáil, and I heard before, Jerry Adams done this, Jerry Adams done that. Listen, there's a peace agreement signed, and after a war, you have to move on. Now, I must say, I'll speak first about the UK. The UK, please God, will see the light of getting out of it. Because I wish I could advise. No, certain countries can work together with certain cultures and that. I think the world has have become a bit selective in that way. A friend of mine just noticed he went over to England the other day, a few days ago, and he says, east of England, he couldn't believe, he thought he was away out in some of them foreign countries. Well, fair enough, but if you make ghettos of people in any area, it's causing a big problem. You don't want people to mix, socialise and with all each other, to love all creeds, not be like the strange dog in the field, woo, 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 get out of my field, and then they're okay playing, maybe a day or two after. So what we have to do is to mix. Now, we'll assume that Britain may leave, a big chance they're going to leave the EC. Ireland wants to be on the ball. And for Sinn Féin, the whole lot, they have to be united in a structure which I will suggest from my studies. The size of the UK, Ireland trades with them. We need to be associated with the UK, not a direct rule government. No. There's a new structure to come in to the UK, and it just hasn't come yet, but it's on the cards. That you'll have governments in each country, and they'll work like a central four-state system. Now, that's not going to happen in 12 months, but it's something like that we need, because we cannot survive away from Britain the way we're situated. We can't survive with the common market unless you become entirely slaves. Then again, we people are working on jobs and think of a job, they call them a scheme. £20 a week. If you travel to work with petrol in a rural area, your 20 notes will be gone. In other words, you'd be working for nothing. But that could be called slavery in neo-slavery. With slavery years ago in parts of the world, slavery didn't mean there was a whip over you and you were doing nothing. No, you could be working for a farmer for your food. That did happen in Ireland, fair enough. I know of one family that told me, a friend of my own, he visits me, and he told me about how his father would work and get potatoes and this and that for doing work. It was desperate trying to survive years ago. People had a few hens, they made up food how they could, stuff in the garden. Right. But now we're talking in the year of 2016. Right, let's face it, we're not fit to compete in DC. The cooking books or whatever you want to call it, firms are coming over here and squabbling. That's not an honest way. Capitalism isn't honest, really. But what else can you put in its place? Well, I think for us thinking of Ireland, England, Scotland and Wales, DC will abscess once Britain leaves it. Because there's other countries thinking the same. And having right-wing governments and too much power, we don't need all these fancy roads. Ireland might be in a better place when we'd more twisty roads, less people. Tourists would come because there's something to show about the culture. You come here now, you might as well be in one of the United States. Cars rushing, flying everywhere. Cops. It's terrible. I don't see it good. So what we need to do is get on our upper backside and start thinking. But in Britain, I will not fault them for voting out of the EC. As a matter of fact, I compliment them to get out of it and start trading with ourselves a different structure. Now, Ireland's also going to be in trouble with this American trade if she's part of the EC, the Republic I'm talking here. Because the new agreement made with the EC, we'll be getting the bottom of the keg. Fishing rights gone since we joined the EC. We should be processing our stuff here. But we need leadership to do this. We need governments. We need people with brains or ability, not just how they can fart or talk. Uh, a lot of political waffle. Now, I've seen no change in the policies yet, although it's maybe early days in the Republic of Ireland regards housing. What's getting better? Just another load of waffle so far. I've seen nothing positive. The crisis is going to get worse. And then they're wanting to take in immigrants, and we can't keep what we have. I think we need to put roofs over the streets to keep people in, because when we approach the winter, how bad as it is staying out now, once you get into October, November, December, it's terrible. And the health service is a disaster because there's not enough money in the kitty. And I'm not saying who's wrong or who's right there. I have my ideas on how to organise the health centre, but it's not my role to do it. If I was asked, I can give advice, but I'm not going to say anything on this chat here. All I'm saying is get your act together, because it looks very likely Britain's going to exit. If they don't exit, there's going to be bigger trouble down the line. So they're fit to stand on their own, paying 20 billion a year to EC. That's what it costs them to be in it, and they're not getting that return. So if we get out of the EC, well, Britain, of course, will do much better because they'll attract industries that's located here, because the cost would be lower. But having said that, I feel we must think sensible. We have to reconcile. There was wrong on both sides, maybe more than both sides, everywhere. It was 2016, and now think forward. A capitalist system is very dog-eat-dog. It's like big vulture. Now, I don't want to confuse with the vulture puns. I'm going to give you a little help. Think before you vote yes. But the Republic, I sedate that Britain get out of it. The Republic of Ireland wants to get in the guard to have a vote to withdraw from the common market. Maybe have it conditionally if Britain loses, because that's going to be very, very serious for Ireland. And also the EC, Britain pulls out. Why should you stay in the EC to be told by foreign countries what to do? And we did speak in Ireland, many, of getting a republic, getting a total of our own destination. We're attached to Britain. If they had to have, De Valera, in my opinion, was the worst thing that have happened to our country. If he hadn't to come, like India, we could have got sorted out Dominion status and been able to trade, no problem. But instead of rush the gun on, even De Valera, I don't think he knows who his father was. No disrespect to that. He wasn't an Irishman. His mother was from Ireland. But he came along and jiggered the whole thing up. There was a lot of people lost their lives which should not have lost their lives. So I blame a lot of the trouble on De Valera. And let's say the early church many years ago, the way they taught, wouldn't have helped unity with the North. Because if you looked at Winston Churchill's memoirs, it looked as though he was getting rid of the whole of Ireland. And the non-Roman Catholic population in the North then, of course, put a stopper on that. And it caused big divisions. But De Valera, he run with the hare and he raced with the hound then when he was losing out. And the ceasefire stopped with the deaths. All those people, may they rest in peace, that died, both Irish and British. It was terrible. War is ugly, folks. We can go to one very easy, especially in this day and age. Ireland has no protection. ISIS or anybody could move in here. The military planes we have is more like a joke. If we go into that type of armory or battle. So we want to see peace in the world. Peace be with you all. And as I say to you now, be wise and be peaceful. And God bless each and every one of you. Think wise, get out of the EC and let different countries form their own circles. Britain and Ireland at least, and maybe another country want to be together. God bless you all and have a nice weekend. You're still only at the Ascension. So it's Whit Sunday, as they call it, in their terms next week. So I wish you all a good time in advance and enjoy the local masses that's on in the local churches here, and the Roman Catholic churches. They're on Carniford Parish and Omeath. God love you.